Hey, shalom, shalom, first and foremost. Before I get started, I'm going to give all honor and glory and power to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Hakwadash. I want to say double honors to our elders, our great apostles, the great millstone, GMS, who rule well and teach well, being great example to Israel. All right, man of the elect. I want to say peace and blessings to the hope of the elect on the four corner, listening to truth and sincerity. All right, the great song is spreading the bar. All right, just come with this little quick lesson. All right, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shema Shah, who gives me the inspiration and motivation to do so. All right, for the evil times to come, to get those that have ears to hear and eyes to see. All right, the protection, which known as a hedge, which come in the form of a covering as a shield. All right, to them that have ears to hear and eyes to see, which mainly the elect. All right, and here it is, what you see here on the screen. All right, dealing with Mexico. All right, it said Mexican Gen Z anti-cartel has torn down the walls of the Mexican presidential palace. Now, this is what you see, but it's not being covered, through all the other outlets as far as the internet. This ain't on your local news. This ain't on certain platforms. All right, but that's why the prophets is here. All right, this is why the prophets is here, man. All right, the sounding alarm. All right, in the holy mountains. All right, because when you go down, all right, the chart of the 12 tribes of Israel, Issachar, meaning the Mexicans, all right, these are Israelites. You see, these are Israelites, man. All right, and here it is. Our job is to warn who? The nation of Israel of the coming and great and dreadful day of the Lord. As we seeing, all right, the Most High Yahweh is making known of his words, as in Habakkuk 2. Though it tarry, wait for it, but it should surely come. And these are the calamities, all right, the downfalls and everything else, the effect of prophecy, all right, being displayed now out in the earth. Now, I'm going to let this video play, and Lord willing, y'all brothers and sisters be edified, while I lay the law down. Check this out.
Wait, what? Oh, Luffy! It's One Piece, it's just like One Piece! Holy shit! Are they taking back their country? Oh my god! What the fuck is this? It's always One Piece, yeah. Universal.
Now,
what the f is going on?
Right, exactly. It's going down. But it's all tied into prophecy. Because the truth behind the reason why, they bucking the system, so to speak, is you got the president, which is a Jewish woman, all right, in the act of bringing in their biometric system. Now, when you go into the biometric system, let's get it. I'll show you what biometric means. It said biometric system. As use unique physical or behavior characteristics such as fingerprints. You see that? Fingerprints, facial features, or voice pattern to identify and authenticate individuals. All right? What that sound like? A digital ID. What they're going to lead to? The MOTB. All right? This is just another step towards, all right, that system that the Lord had put in the minds of the wicked to bring forth to pass. All right? This is what this is about. That's why when you go into, because you can tell by the action of the people who's in power. All right? Because when you go into Proverbs, right? Proverbs 29:2, it said, when the righteous in authority, the people rejoice. And the righteous are who? The Israelites, starting with Yahweh Shema Shah. All right, because Yahweh Shah is the one that's set up profitable to rule. All right, but it said when the righteous in authority, what does authority mean? Authority means a person that had the power to push out orders. And we know according to Job 9:24, the earth was given to whom? The wicked. All right, so the wicked got the power, as in Micah 2:1. Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning light, they practice it, because it's in what? It's in the power of their hands. The earth was given unto the Edomites, man. All right, and the president of Mexico is an Edomite. She a Jewish. All right, and we see the plans, all right, of them trying to set up their system, which is going to lead to the MOTB, and that's why you got the uproars, man, of the people. Going back to 2nd Esdras 15, all right, so the sedition among men, sedition going to what? Uproars of the people, all right, protesting. You know, check this little other video out.
Massive protests breaking out in Mexico City. More than 100 police officers were injured in these violent clashes outside of the National Palace. The unrest follows the assassination of a mayor who had criticized Sheinbaum's approach to fighting drug cartels. Demonstrators, many of them Gen Z, accused the president of ignoring cartel violence and rejecting U.S. help to combat it. Leonardo Falcon and Ignacio Gonzalez are here. They have a podcast called the Leo and Nacho podcast in Mexico, and we've had cartel violence and rejecting U.S. help to combat it. Leonardo Falcon and Ignacio Gonzalez are here. They have a podcast called the Leo and Nacho podcast in Mexico, and we've had them on many times on Fox Noticias. I'll start with you, Leo. Why don't you just explain to the American people what is happening at this moment, because Mexico is in full revolt right now.
What did I say, everybody? There's always a boiling point. As soon as the people in any country get sick and tired of their government not doing what keeps them able to be in peace in their own country without having to resort to leaving their country and find another country to find peace for themselves and their families. I've been saying on this channel, these people need to start revolting against their governments to fix their government, put their government in check. Instead of running away and coming to the United States of America like it's the safe haven, collect yourselves together, have a mission, have a leader represent you guys in this mission to make your government listen to you. The governments don't rule this world. We should make the governments known that it's we the people, regardless which country you're at. We rule the country.
First of all, good morning to the United States and good morning to you, Rachel. And what Mexico is currently facing is a national awakening. What we're looking at, what you're probably looking at in the screens, is a protest of the Gen Z movement in Mexico, where there are no parties that they are leading this. It's the youth, it's the Mexican people. It's not about the left, it's not about the right, it's about the Mexican people wanting the best for the country. And we're all together in this protest, we're all together for a better country, and we see it. It's beautiful, it's beautiful. We saw over more than 100,000 people during the streets of Mexico, and it was pretty impressive from our part to see it for the first time, and we were actually there. So we're very happy of the people that showed up in the country and that they are pushing for a change.
And listen, I'm not saying that I condone violence and I'm promoting and I want people to go out there and, fight law enforcement, fight the, people on the streets and cause chaos and destruction. But when you've been living in a country or in an area where you've voted and appointed people to take charge of your communities and they deliver nothing and allow people like the cartels to come in and take over the streets where they are the actual ones that run the communities and the entire country, there's going to be a boiling point. People are going to get sick and tired of it, and they're going to do what is necessary to let them know that they're going to be stronger than the cartels. They're going to be...
And that's what he want. All right? You playing right into the hands of the serpent. All right? That's what he want. Order out of chaos. All right? Problem, reaction, solution. This is exactly what this devil want. because he got enough military, he got enough robots, he got enough technology, all right, to bring you people to a halt. All right? He got that. So you putting out bad advices, but it's a bad advice. All right? To tell the people, to go out and fight for your rights. You have no rights. All right? These people control you. These people own you. The earth was given unto them. All right? For the short amount of time. And through prophecy, this devil going to be brought up out of power. Through prophecy. Not us, standing and marching and, going towards the government, saying this and that. No. All right? Us prophesying these words to existence was going to bring this devil down. All right? Ain't no fight from your freedom. The Lord going to give us freedom. When he cracked them clouds, he said he going to give us rest for our sorrows. All right? The Lord said that. That's why you know that the wicked is ruling. Because look what the mindset the people in. Going right back to Proverbs 29 and 2. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. All right? And Yahushua is not in authority yet. The Israelites is not in authority yet. We have no power. We powerless. All right? But it said, but when the wicked bird rule, Job 9:24, the people mourn. All right? And guess what? It's going all over the earth. This going on all over the world, man. Everyone is in a mourning state. Everybody's tired. Motherfuckers want to give up. Why? Because the wicked is ruling. Wake up. But you telling them that they need to go down, you don't condone violence, but something isn't, bad advice. Turn unto the Lord Yahweh. Repent. All right? That ye may be delivered out of the snares of the wicked. If not, you bound to drizzle. You cruising for a bruising.
Stronger than the evilness that surrounds them. And I don't want to jinx it. I do not want to jinx it, but this is something that's being very pushed. Our boiling point in the United States of America is getting there, where we're going to have hundreds of thousands of people going to start rising up.
And that's what he want. Because this is Babylon the Great. Because once it come to America, it's over with. Because that's when Daniel, the 12th chapter, going to happen. Because it's going to be so bad, all right, that the Archangel Mike going to have to step in and defend for us, man. Yeah, it's happening all over the world, but when it comes to Babylon the Great, that's it. All right? All roads lead to Babylon.
Or the administration doesn't get their act right, and what the American people are requesting of who we voted for to get things done.
Now, Joe, why are the Mexican people so angry at Claudia Sheinbaum, your president?
Well, in a country where you have 60 murders and 40 missing people a day, every single day, of course they are shocked. Of course they are shocked.
Yeah.
We, the youth, are really desperate because we don't see the light. The generations see the teenagers after this horrific situation. We decide to protest. Yes. Not with a flag of any political party, no, because they are killing us.
Yes.
That's the reality.
Okay, so what do you believe that Claudia Sheinbaum is complicit in this? We've had senators on here, Senator Lily Tejas, who bravely said Mexico is indeed a narco state, and she said that Claudia Sheinbaum and her Morena party, the political party she belongs to, is in business with the cartels. Is that true in your opinion, Leo?
Well, when we look at what Nacho just mentioned, when we look at 60 murders, 40 missing people every single day, the narco state of Mexico makes it pretty obvious that there's some things going on behind the curtains in the Mexican government. Yeah. This is sad, but what we look at here in the protest is that there's actually a noticing of all of the Mexican youth, of all of the Mexican families that they are saying, how can this be happening? And when you have such a big amount of the population mad, upset at what's happening in the country, something's going on. And that's when you have a protest like the one we had yesterday.
Yeah, absolutely. And by the way, people should understand, not only was that mayor murdered in public with his wife and his child there, but then a few days later, another mayor was executed. He was actually decapitated, his head placed on the hood of his car. This kind of stuff happens all the time. It's totally normalized in Mexico, and the Mexican people are sick of it. Now, President Trump, Nacho, has said, I'm going to take on the cartels in Venezuela, and of course, they're a transnational network. And that includes the cartels in Mexico. He has gone to Sheinbaum and said, will you help me? But her help appears to be very superficial, not real. What do the Mexican people want, Nacho? Especially Generation Z, because Generation Z is the one who is sort of fueling this protest. In fact, Claudia Sheinbaum printed out the names of all the Gen Z influencers like yourselves who were encouraging people to come out and protest, which is like putting a list out for the cartels.
And what the scriptures say, follow not a multitude to do evil. This is all a fucking setup. And these people, they like to say in the world, they selling it, and guess what? The people are buying it. But for those that have ears to hear and eyes to see, don't buy this shit. It's going to lead you to destruction. All right? It's going to lead you to death. It's going to lead you to be in a place you do not want to be. Depend on the Lord. Watch, well as pray, always. But I'm going to end this with this. This is Sirach 12:17. If adversity come upon thee, which you see what's going on in Mexico, right? It says, thou shalt find him there first. Who? The wicked. Because what? He set it all up. All right? Problem, reaction, solution. This is what he wants. And it says, and though he pretend to help thee, as you see the right hand and the left hand, all right, these talking points, these people that set up to be the spokesperson, all right, these are people that set up to proclaim, pretend to help you. They ain't helping you, nigga. They with the program. Yet shall he undermine thee, and that's what you're gonna get from the devil. Once a devil, always a devil. He cannot change. All right? He cannot change. So, Lord willing, y'all brothers and sisters edified next time. Shalom, and may the Lord continue to bless y'all morning.